Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonzalez.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoy this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the Global Heartstream. I'm broadcasting live today, the 7th of December, from this beautiful city of the Alhambra, this town, or the large or small city, I could say, of Granada in the south of Spain. Welcome, Marianne. Welcome, Veronica, Geraldine, Simona, Mary, Ellen, Cindy's Heart, and those of you who are choosing to remain present and hold the space in silence. And welcome, welcome to this new month, new theme. How about that? How are you? How is your week going so far? Can you feel already the Christmas spirit already making its way, not just into the planet, but also into our lives, into the shopping centers, into our email inboxes, into everywhere. I was this past Friday. They have this tradition here in Granada where they light up the entire city. They light up, obviously, the Christmas tree that's located in the center of town, but they also decorate all the streets like incredibly beautiful lights that really enhance the Christmas spirit of the time of this year. So last week, Friday, they at 7 p.m., surrounded by all the little children who were not in school that day because it was also a holiday. They laid out the Christmas tree and laid up the streets, and there was a lot of music and a lot of celebration. And I have to say, this is the first time in nearly 3 years since I've been living here in Granada that I attend such festivity. Last year, they didn't really quite have it because we're still wearing masks by that time. And then obviously before that, we were under lockdown. So there was Christmas was canceled here in Granada, as it happened in so many places in the world. Simona says she's had an intense week, but last few days feeling the shift. Welcome, Christina, and welcome those of you who are joining us. As I was saying, we're entering into a new month, and with a new month, also a new theme. And the theme for this month, it's all about really what I call the path of heart mastery, which is really what we're going to be exploring today, and specifically the 4 stages of heart mastery. I've got an exciting month planned for you guys. Today we're going to be focusing on what is the path of heart mastery and the 4 stages of this path. Then, because one of you asked for us to do a session about removing inner blocks to love, next week we're going to be focusing on the process of removing our internal, emotional, energetic, and even spiritual blocks to love, so that then on Wednesday, December 21st, which coincides with the solstice, um, and also what is referred to as in Latin America as the Day of the Spirit of Christmas. I'm going to be doing a very special session. It's going to be different than our normal sessions. It will actually be a little ceremony to activate the Christ consciousness within each and every one of us. So there's a method to this madness. Next week, we'll be focusing on releasing some of the internal blocks so that then when we come back the following week, we can really anchor this presence of unconditional love inside of ourselves. So that then at the end of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, we're going to then be wrapping up the year using then this higher level or awareness of love to then release with love and appreciation this year that is now coming to an end so that we can move lighter and with greater excitement and positivity into the new year. All right, so let me ask you a question then as we dive into today's topic. When you hear these words, heart mastery, what does that mean to you? What does heart mastery mean to you? I find it means different things to different people. And not only that, it meant something very different for me 12 years ago when I began this work as it means right now. So I love it if you could just share with me just a word or two in the chat, just letting me know, what does heart mastery mean to you? And then while you're at it, please like this video and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and be sure also to click on the notifications button so that you can be notified about upcoming heart streams. And if you find these guided meditations and weekly heart streams useful and of great value to you, and you would like to express your appreciation, you can always make a donation in support of this work by visiting my website. Plus, whenever you're ready to take the next step, there are 3 ways that I can help you become the best, most loving, authentic, and powerful version of yourself. One of them is enrolling in the upcoming Heart Mastery course, which is a 7-week course uniquely designed to help you reconnect with your heart, express yourself authentically, and live a new life from your heart. This is starting on January 9th. Or you can enroll in the Heart Warrior Training Program. This is the intermediate level training for people that are desiring to grow in their emotional self-mastery skills, do what we're going to be talking about today as the cleanup work, which is cleaning up our shadows, our projections, and moving into a greater sense of, or the ability of, compassionate communication. This is going to be starting on March 6th. And finally, for those of you who really want to go all the way and become certified heart intelligence coaches, small group facilitations, and transformational leaders, I'd like to invite you to apply for the 2023 Heart Leader Training Program. The application process is now open, and it starts on January 26th. All information about all these 3 programs is available at my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Okay, so let's get on to today's topic, the 4 stages of heart mastery. Hello, Michelina. Welcome. Hello, Danny, over in Romania. So here are some questions that, some answers, that began to come in with regards to what does heart mastery mean to you? Okay, Mariette says for her, it's about self-compassion. Ellen says it's about peace with all aspects of yourself. Mary says it's feeling, processing, and healing through my heart and not my head. Yeah, that's wonderful. What else? Did I miss one here? Lush says good morning. For her, it's good morning. Hi, Lush. I think you may have missed the question I was asking earlier. The question again is, when you hear this expression, heart mastery, what does that mean to you? Geraldine says, allowing myself the freedom to express my feelings and emotions in a positive way. Wonderful. Christophe, hey, brother Gabriel. Respecting healthy boundaries. Yes, it's all of this and more. Wonderful. Absolutely. It's all of this and more. So, what I want to do is, I want to invite you to look at this thing that we call heart mastery as nothing other than really just the movement, as you're all saying, from these lower level emotions of shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, all of those lower level emotions that keep us feeling helpless and keep us in this victimhood um, paradigm, and moving into love, the vibration of love, which is the realm of the heart. Okay, this is really what the journey or the path toward heart mastery. Now, the word master means teacher. That's really what it means. And so I want you to think of this path toward heart mastery as not something that you're going to get really good at. When we think about, oh, this person is a master at this, or that person is a master at that. No, no, no. I want you to think of it as more as making a personal internal commitment to never stop learning, to use everything that happens in your life to learn and to grow. So in essence, what I'm proposing to you is that wherever you may find yourself along this scale, and we find in ourselves on this scale that it's called the emotional scale of calibrated consciousness. It's the emotional aspect of Dr. David Hawkins' calibrated map of consciousness. That we want to use everything that happens to us to learn, to grow, to get to know ourselves, and to, in essence, to become more whole. This is to say, in essence, that where you are right now, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with you, right? What you are experiencing right now is just simply an expression of who you are being at this moment. But as you become more your true self, as you begin to let go of these false notions of who you think you are, associating yourself with what happened to you, identifying yourself with your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, your belief, your race, your culture, et cetera, your trauma, you begin to realize that you are an infinite being, that you are more. This is the essence of what Christ consciousness is, or what I refer to as your holy Christ self. Is a part of you that is divine in essence, okay? And it's the same thing. You always hear me repeat over and over again as unconditional love. If from this point forward, every time you hear me say the word Christ, Jesus, the person who embodied the Christ consciousness fully, who claimed it, who brought it and ushered it into the planet, who told us that we could do even greater things that he did. All he ever did was really teach and talk and preach about love. So Christ consciousness is nothing different than love. Salvation is really just the movement into love. Okay, the kingdom of heaven that our wonderful master spoke about ongoingly refers to as this inner awareness of love and joy and peace that lie within us, as a state within us. Okay, and so that is what we're really wanting to attempt and move into. And we want to then approach this process, right, with this commitment to never stop learning, to use everything that happens to us as an opportunity, or as an invitation, or a gateway, a doorway towards greater awareness, greater healing, and ultimately greater wholeness. All right, so I'm showing you here, if you're watching the video, the 4 stages of the path. Okay, and I'm going to be referring to these stages as stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. And I want you to think of these 4 stages as just simply the next step that you are being invited to move into, regardless of where you are. Okay, so the first stage, and the majority of us, we start here. This is the stage of the mind. okay, the intellect. After going to school, little children begin to develop their intellect, their own sense of self identity, right? The mind begins to develop, or the ego begins to develop, and we begin to then to operate more from a world of thoughts, ideas, concept, which is really wonderful. We need it as part of our natural development. And so this paradigm primarily operates from the mind, from the intellect. We haven't quite really moved yet into the heart. That's the next stage. But at this level, we're operating from a paradigm of separation, right? The more I begin to develop this sense of who I think I am, the more I begin to see myself as separate from other people. And so this kind of keeps me isolated. And this is why I like to call this stage the stage of the hermit. All right. Why? Because we are in caves. We live in our heads in a world of thoughts, concepts, and ideas, but we're not really living life experientially. We know a lot about love, for example, but we have never really experienced true love. Okay. And so this paradigm eventually is transcended as we begin to then move or start to be initiated into the second stage, as we start slowly moving into the heart. And for the majority of people, this happens naturally as a gradual process. We're designed in essence, just like plants grow, reproduce, and flower, and then they die. We're also designed to move into the heart somewhere in our midlife. Okay, some people get there earlier. And I like to think of this process or this next stage as the stage of initiation, or the archetype of the initiate. Okay, the initiate is somebody that's beginning a new path, and this is why we call it the path of the heart, the path of heart mastery, the path towards love, whatever you choose to call it. I don't care what you call it. What I care, and that's my job, is that you begin to walk towards you begin to abandon the safety of what you thought you knew, who you thought you were, and begin to literally leave the cave, stop being a hermit, and start now connecting with a deeper intelligence that lives within your heart, and that space within us that where true love resides. And this is then where heart awakening begins to happen. Now, for a lot of people, this initiation happens in a very subtle, conscious way. Like, you choose to go on this path. And this is what I call initiation by water. Okay, it's like you literally walk into the river to be baptized. Baptism is a metaphor for initiation, or a rite of initiation. And so when you walk into the water, and it's something you do it consciously, but sometimes this initiation happens by fire. It's called baptism by fire. And this happens when some crisis takes place in your life. Somebody close to you die, you get sick, you get fired from your job. Something happens that literally cracks your heart wide open. Initiations by fire are very painful, can be very traumatic for a lot of people, but nonetheless, they're designed to really wake you up. And so what begins to happen is the person begins to then to move into this new realm and a new paradigm where you begin to feel your interconnection, or interconnectedness rather, with all of life, all people, all things. Okay. And this is a wonderful stage. And then suddenly all the senses begin to become heightened. You begin to get access to intuition. You begin to know things and you don't know why. Okay. This is also the space of the miraculous. Right, as you start to move into this energy of love, amazing things begin to happen. Instant manifestations begin to happen. And so this is now the process of waking up. Light is starting to get in, as Rumi would say. Okay, and then little by little, you begin to move from this state of the initiate, or the initiation, and waking up, into what is the stage of the spirit, or what I call the archetype of the heart warrior, or just the warrior. What does that mean? Well, it means that as you made love your destination or your commitment, love will then begin to summon all the unlovingness within you. Just like the moment the light gets in, light will begin to shine in all the places within you where there's darkness. When I'm speaking about darkness, I'm speaking about ignorance, pride, anger, resentment, bitterness, right? All the areas within you where the energy of love stopped flowing within you. Remember that when you were in stage one, when you were living out of your head, part of the reason why you were in your head and your intellect was to escape all these uncomfortable emotions that may have been the result of trauma, past life experiences where somebody really hurt you when you opened your heart. And so you decided to close it. Okay. And this is the stage of the warrior, because here is where then, as more spiritual light gets in, which is another metaphor for love gets in, and spiritual love gets in, the love of Jesus, the love of Buddha, the love of Krishna, the law of the ascended master, the love of divinity itself, because all the ones I just said are expressions of the love of divinity. As it gets in, the purifying fire, which is what the essence of the blood of the Lamb symbolizes in the Christian faith, or the Holy Spirit, begins to shine deeply within you, inviting then for cleaning to take place. And this is why Carl Jung referred to heart warriors, to the people that make the commitment to clean up all these unconscious emotional wounds, shadows, traumas from the past, or anything else that may be lying deep, deep, deep down in the unconscious that you've been projecting out to other people haven't really owned yet. And so this is then where you are being tested. That's why I like to use this picture of the person being illuminated by the radiance of the sun, and you can see the darkness behind them, or the shadow behind them. Yet at the same time, they're reaching the top of the mountain, which means they've worked really hard, because to hold that much light within you requires that you lift your energetic frequency, your vibration. Okay. This is what the scale of emotions that I was showing you earlier ultimately represents, right? As more love, as more light gets in, you begin to rise in consciousness. That's what true spiritual awakening is ultimately about, is the movement towards the light, towards love. Not as a concept or as an idea, but as a power that you can feel, and that will ultimately also take its toll in the body. We've also heard about what is normally referred to as ascension symptoms, right? These are the symptoms of the body when the higher vibration or frequency begins to move through the physical body, and then suddenly, your body, the way you're eating, the way you're treating your body is just completely out of alignment, and so you'll begin to feel it. And there are all kinds of symptoms that you could have. Some people, for example, put on extra weight. They don't know why. And it's basically you're needing that extra fat to be able to hold such a higher electromagnetic charge. Okay. Some people get tinnitus. Some people get like flu-like symptoms. Okay. So people can't sleep. And so there are all kinds of different symptoms that people can experience. And then this paradigm, stage 3, that I call the heart warrior, where the deeper connection with the spirit begins to grow, operates from a paradigm of oneness. Okay. So stage 1, the hermit, the mind, you're operating from separation. Stage 2, you're moving into the heart. Now you're operating from connection. Feel the connection. But at this level, you begin to see that this connection is ultimately allowing you to experience your oneness with everything and everyone. And then therefore you begin to get access to a higher level of thinking, higher level of intuition that begins to come to you. Why? Because you're tuning in and you're tapping into the source of all that there is. Okay. What is called the omni intelligence of God, the omnipresence of God. And then as you begin to then operate more and more and more from this space, a deeper sense of peace begins to overwhelm you, to take over you. And then out of that begins to then arise the desire to then to be of service to spirit, because you begin to see that spirit is everywhere. There is no place where God is not. You begin to see God, spirit, or divinity in the entire creation. And then this is the place where you begin to now to rise up. And this is where then you may rise into what some people may call devotional awareness, okay, where you begin to see God in the entire creation, and you begin to see everything that you do as an act of love or as an expression of love to God. So you're walking down the street and you see a little animal crossing the street, and you're like, I'm not going to step on it because God is there. And so out of devotion to God and out of recognizing how sacred life is, I'm not going to step on this little guy. All right. And so you begin to see then, like, doing your dishes, brushing your teeth, all right, hugging a person. Everything is an act of devotion of God. Your business, your practices, everything that you do is an expression of your love for God. In other words, everything that you do is somehow serving the totality, serving the whole. And this is what Jesus meant to when he said, whatever you do unto the least of my brothers, you do unto me. Because whatever it is that you do to that little animal, to your friend, to your partner, whatever it is, you're ultimately doing it to yourself. You know, in the oneness in which we live, there's ultimately one awareness, one power, one presence. And so at this stage is a wonderful stage to be in, because your life then takes on a completely different meaning. You're no longer dragged or bogged down by these, by life's temporary circumstances. You see the bigger truth. You see the essence of things. And so this is ultimately what heart mastery, I believe, is all about. It's moving through the stages of the mind, the heart, into the spirit, to serve as a spirit, but to do it through the heart, which is another way of saying through love, setting the direction towards love. This is ultimately what I believe this is really all about. So let me ask you a question. Now that I described these 4 stages for you, and these 4 archetypes, the hermit, the initiate, the warrior, and then what I call the leader, where do you see yourself? Where do you think or feel you're currently at? Are you stage 1? Are you stage 2? Are you stage 3? Are you stage 4? Are you in the paradigm still of the mind separation? Are you operating more from the heart or from a place of connection? Are you in the place of spirit? Are you in the place of service to spirit? Of course, notice that you can be in the heart, but still also you're still in the second paradigm, because here's the thing: these model, this is just a model trying to explain something that I believe is way much more complex, but nonetheless, it's a wonderful map. As we move up to the next stage, it always includes and transcends the previous one. So, for example, the person who's at the level of spirit, operating as the warrior, all right, they may be doing all the inner work of cleaning up, but they're also experiencing the initiation of the heart. In fact, that's how they got there. But they're still connected to their mind and their intellect. And not only that, what begins to happen is the intellect, the mind, or the ego, whatever you want to call it, begins to lose its grip on you. Its mechanisms of protection begin to dismantle. And so now the mind, the intellect, begins to move in service of spirit, or in service of love, which is the same thing. Love is spirit. God is love. All right. So let's see. What are some of the answers that are coming up? Catalina says, hi, Kata. Catalina says she's in stage 3.5. Okay. I don't remember stage 3.5, Mariette says, I'm all over. Meg says between 2 and 3. Danny says also between 2 and 3. Cindy's Heart says between 2 and 3. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, well, I want to let you know that as part of a new initiative, we've created a team that it's put together a what I call a heart mastery quiz. What is a heart mastery quiz? It's basically a set of 10 questions, kind of like a survey where you get to answer these questions, and we're covering topics such as, childhood wounding, the kind of family that you grew up in, your relationship with intimacy, your view of the world, how you deal with emotional pain and trauma, what your heart is longing for, and all of that. There's just 10 very simple questions. You can do the quiz in about less than 5 minutes, I would say. And at the end, it lets you know where you might be at this particular moment in your life. So if you want to do that quiz, all right, you can go to my website, gabrielgonsalves.com/quiz, or you're going to just also, you'll find it in under the list of resources. Okay. So it's available there. And I will also put a link here with the replay. And I'll be really curious to see what kind of score do you get. And then obviously once an archetype is sort of assigned to you, then I give you a whole bunch of suggestions of things that you can do and practices that you can engage in to heal your heart and to allow more love in. Okay, so some of you are going to be at the level of the hermit. Some of you are going to be at the level of the initiate. Some of you are already going to be in stage 3. My sense is that the majority of you here that come to this dedicated weekly space, you wouldn't be here unless you were already at least in stage 2 and also moving into the third stage, as Danny and many of you said, in stage 2 and 3 or 2.5 or 3.5. All right, well, I doubt anybody here is in stage 1. Okay, so those are good news for you. All right, so I want to take you through the affirmations right now that we're going to be using during today's guided meditation, which is designed to help you anchor this greater awareness of heart mastery within you that is really simply the path towards love. Okay, remember that we can always, in these conversations, in these meetings, we can always replace the word heart with love, because the heart is a symbol for love. All right, please repeat after me. Put a hand over the heart, and I'm going to be repeating this during the guided meditation, but when we do them, we're going to be with a fully open heart. But let's go ahead and anchor them here at the level of the mind, and then we'll repeat them at the level of the heart. So please place a hand over your heart. Take a deep breath. Please repeat after me. I love and accept myself unconditionally. I am filled with gratitude for all I am, all I do, and all I have. In Christ, I am connected and unified with all beings. My heart radiates a pure white cleansing light. I choose to feel safe right here and right now. Each day, I take time to connect and listen to my heart. I am guided by the divine intelligence in my heart. We allow the vibration of these affirmations of love and the heart to begin to now to sink in into our awareness as we close our eyes and begin to cultivate the inner conditions that will allow us to become more open, available, and receptive to love. Feel the gentle presence of your heartbeat in the middle of your chest, and it's gentle lub dub, reminding you I am. God is. Right here, right now. Breathe into that holy heartbeat. Allow this holy breath to energize this holy heartbeat, knowing that they are one and the same. Breathing slowly, deeply, and evenly in and out of the heart. With every breath, you relax into this present moment. With every breath, you let go of any unnecessary tension around the head, the neck, the shoulders. We give ourselves permission to relax the torso, the stomach area, creating more space for this breath to enter the physical body and to bring a deeper sense of relaxation. There's no tension in the arms, in the legs. As we give ourselves permission to simply be right here and right now, present to the totality of this human experience. Welcoming thoughts, welcoming any feelings, any sensations. Deeply allowing this moment and the peace that exists within us. As we continue to breathe in and out of the heart, we now take a moment to think about someone or something that we deeply appreciate or feel gratitude for. It could be a person in our lives, it could be somebody from the past, it could be just simply having had a meal today and a roof over our house, over our head. We feel the feeling of gratitude. We welcome it. If possible, we even put on a little smile. Imagine a younger version of yourself tickling you the way little children tickle. Allow your face muscles to relax. Allow your heart to slowly begin to open by appreciating and feeling appreciation. As you continue to feel this feeling of appreciation, and allow your heart to slowly and gently open, allow me to speak the following words on your behalf. In the name of my beloved I Am Presence, and in the I Am Presence of everyone here today, in the name of our Holy Christ selves, our divine essence, and speaking on behalf of every person here today in this live meeting or watching the replay, I now connect to, attune, and unify my heart to the infinitely loving heart of God, knowing that where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. I am one with God's love. God's love is in me. I am one with God's peace. God's peace is in me. I know that I am safe, and that there's absolutely nothing I can do or not do that can keep me from experiencing the feelings of safety that come when I know that I am one with the loving intelligence that made me in its image and likeness. Mighty I Am Presence bright in the heart of God, fill my heart with thy light of purity and love. Surround me and protect me from all discord sent to me, within me, and all around me. Keep me safe. For thou art my protector, thou art my shepherd, thou art my guide, thou art my redeemer. And in thy love I trust. I begin to imagine now that within my heart There's a flame burning upon an altar. I feel its warmth. I see it glow. And now, as I count to 3 and snap my fingers, I allow this light to amplify times 10. Taking a deep inhale into the heart. 1, 2, 3. Expand. The light grows. The light returns. For the next few moments, I give my body time to adjust to the light in my heart, welcoming any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions that may rise, and offering it all to the fire emanating from my heart. Once again, I allow this light within me to expand even more. Once again, taking a deep inhale into the heart. When I snap my finger, multiplying its presence time 10. Deep inhale. 1, 2, 3. Multiply. Feel it grow. See it grow. Let the fire dissolve the wall of protection around our heart. Let its fire dissolve all ideas of separation, lack, struggle, pain. Let the light of divinity be magnified in your heart. Let the same mind that was in Jesus be in your mind. Let every cell, every atom, every molecule, every organ within you remember its divine blueprint, creating the conditions so that healing can take place. Knowing that in God you are safe. Knowing that in God all things are possible. Knowing that in God there's no longer the need to hold on to the past. That in God all anger, resentment, and bitterness can be transmuted into love. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sebayot. Our ancients taught us it means holy, holy, holy is the power of God's love. Feel it, welcome it. Let it cleanse you, let it purify you. Let it slowly remind you who you really are in essence. One more time. Take a deep inhale into the heart and multiply and amplify this light even more. Ready? Deep inhale. 1, 2, 3. Multiply it times 10. Let it expand beyond you, and now glowing brighter. Allow it to go out to your friends and your family and any person that you know is in need of love, light, and peace. Let it also go out to the world, and especially to those places where it's most needed. Let the light, the love, the compassion from the heart of God flowing through you go out and do what love does, what peace does. It heals, it restores, it unifies, it consoles. Let it flow to you, through you, and as you. Reminding yourself that you are the light of the heart that shines in the darkness of being and changes everything to the perfection that is the mind and the love of Christ. You are the power of infinite love, amplifying, amplifying, amplifying itself until it is victorious and nothing but love remains. From this awareness of unity with God's love, please repeat the following statements after me. I love and accept myself unconditionally. I am filled with gratitude for all I am, all I do, and all I have. In Christ, I am connected and unified with all beings. My heart radiates a pure white cleansing light. I choose to feel safe right here and right now. Each day, I take time to connect and listen to my heart. I am guided by the divine intelligence in my heart. And so it is, and it is so. Now take a moment to ask your heart, my heart, as we entering into this holiday season, what are you longing for? My heart, what are you longing for as we're entering into this holiday season? Mighty I am presence in the heart of God that lives within each and every one of us. You're the presence of peace in John, in Red Rebel, in Geraldine, in Catalina, in Cindy, in Danny, in Meg, in Mariette, in Ellen, in Simona, in Shelley, in Amanda, in Christina, in Christoph, Gabriel, in Mary, in Lush, in Michelina, in Danny, Christina, in Cindy's heart, in Veronica, and in every person here today. Let the peace that passes understanding fall upon each and every one of us. Let the divine blueprint of Christ be superimposed upon our physical bodies, our mental bodies, our spiritual bodies, that we may be healed and restored to the perfect harmony. May it all be done with grace, according to the divine will of God. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. We're now coming to the end of our time together, so you may now begin to gently open your eyes and come back to the full awareness of our time together. And if you'd like to share one or two words about how you're feeling and what you're taking away, you're more than welcome to do that in our chat. What new insight, what new realization, what are you taking away from our time together here today? As we're coming to an end, I want to remind you once again that if you're finding these Heartstreams valuable and would like to express your appreciation, you can make a donation at my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. So we continue on this path of heart mastery during this entire month of December. We're going to continue to build onto this awareness of infinite love that is available to us through our connection with our hearts. The heart is the way. Love is the way. That's the essence of what we're going to be talking about over and over again. So when we come back next week, we're going to be talking about how to remove these inner blocks to love. You're going to see that that is the key ultimately to move from the lower stages to the higher stages. Rather than acquiring something new, it's really, as a Rumi would say, it's about releasing and letting go of the blocks that keep us from welcoming love in. So that then on the 21st, for a little ceremony that will be a very kind of a different experience, we can then really summon these divine Christed energies that become very strong at this particular time in the planet, so that we can then have this chalice within our hearts bigger, expanded, and more open and more receptive. And then from that space, complete the year consciously on the 28th. That's what I have in store for you. All right, and then finally, if you would like to receive email notifications about upcoming Heartstreams, please come to my website, heartstream.gabrielgonzalez.com, and you can subscribe to receive notifications. I normally send out a notification about 30 minutes before I go live, just so that you have the link in case you may have forgotten about it. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll look at some of the comments. John, you're receiving healing prayers from Mary. Helen says, thank you. The concept of allowing it so powerful. Indeed. Lush says, feeling grateful. Gratitude. Emily, lovely to see you here. She says, peace and safety in God's heart. Simona says, thank you. My heart radiates a pure light. Feel very peaceful. Christina says, gratitude and love. Geraldine says, I am grateful for this medication. A reminder of our natural state of being. Yeah, my autocorrector does the exact same thing. I guess meditation is medication. Medication for the soul. Catalina says, peaceful and rebooted. Thank you always. Meg says, thank you so much. I'm feeling grateful and united. Ben says, thank you, Gabriel. Feeling in a state of surrender. Shelly says, I got disturbed by my puppy, so what's the replay? Thank you for being real. Love to you all. Geraldine says, peaceful. Love to everybody. Danny says, thank you. Love and peace. Michalina says, peaceful. All right, my beautiful friends. Thank you once again for hanging out with me today. I look forward to seeing you again next week at the same time and the same channel, where we'll continue this conversation about what it means to follow the path of the heart, or the path towards love, or the path towards heart mastery. Until then, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. Ciao. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.